What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first ever episode of Austin FC Road to Glory on Football Manager 2020. For those of you who've never played Football Manager before, it's a simulation-based career mode game. It's kind of like FIFA career mode, except for it's much more in depth. You don't play the games, you create the tactics, you build your team, manage the finances. It's very in depth. You'll see along the way how it's done, what we're going to do, and you're going to help me build this team. So I just want to start off by thanking Uncle Sam. Not the Uncle Sam, but Uncle Sam and the Football Manager community for this database that allowed me to use Austin FC and is allowing us to have many other new clubs. It'll have Charlotte in it. It's gonna have St. Louis and Sacramento in it. It's a loaded database. It even puts college teams in it. We'll go over all that in a little bit, but I just want to start off by thanking him. I also want to start off by saying, if you're watching this right now, please follow us on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch. It's AveryJ512. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. It's at TalkAustinFC. You know, the YouTube channel is going to get up and go, and we don't have an official name yet. You have to reach a subscriber count. So as of now, you know, if you see our YouTube, please subscribe. Please like this video. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think. Besides that, let's get started. So first, we're going to look at the club info, the club overview. Here's our uniforms. You know, the database has it set up where we have Yeti in there. You know, we got the logo, got the Yeti sponsor. Playing at McKellar Park. I'm the manager. I know the picture is scary as hell. I need to fix that. You know, we've played a few games. The game makes us play a few games, even though we're not technically in a league yet. We're not in Major League Soccer quite yet. The senior squad is in what they call the expansion league, because all the expansion teams are in the game. They're just waiting to come into the game. So if we go to competitions, we can see it. See U.S. expansion teams. We have Nashville SC2. We have Chicago Sting. We have Oakland. We have all these teams that are going to join it when we do. If you go to the U.S. expansion teams, it's all the teams. It's a 92nd ranked league. It's ranked a little bit better than the Canadian Soccer League, but I mean, I know that those are not really a thing. So if you look at our club info, we've only signed one. Well, so we have 3 players. We've only signed one ourselves, though. Our main man, Rodney Redes, who I signed in the game and then sent back on loan to Guarani. I think I'm saying that correctly. You can look at the graph here. Looks like a decent little player. He's still only 20 years old. His first touch is really good. He's got a great first touch, great work rate, great stamina and pace. That's what we like to see. His crossing could be a little better. I'm not quite sure. We might play him in some sort of inverted winger. I don't know. It looks like he's better suited as an actual winger. We can look. He can play both sides and inside forward on that. He's got good dribbling. He's got good agility. Good pace, good stamina. I think he's gonna be quite the player. So we actually do have 3 players. The 2 of them we got in like not an expansion draft, but some guys got cut from other MLS teams. You can see Lewis Morgan. He was cut from, he was placed on waivers. So we signed him from Inter Miami. He played for Sunderland, played for Celtics, St. Mirren, and Rangers. Looks like a little bit of a trader, huh? But so we have him. He's also another winger. The options were pretty thin. I just took the best player possible. I'm not quite sure if we'll even keep him. Maybe we'll sell him. Wasn't exactly planning on getting him. You can see that he's an alright player. I'd probably say Redes probably has better stats when looking at it. A winger. Redes has better stamina. Redes has better strength, better work rate. His technique may not be as good. His first touch is better, but the crossing and dribbling here isn't bad. I sent him on loan to San Jose. Make sure that hopefully he's going to get some games, even though he has 0 appearances. We're just in July, so the season's still going on. Obviously, in this, there's no coronavirus, no COVID-19, any of that. So the leagues are just being played as is. So we have Lewis Morgan as well. Then we have Daniel Vega, who I got in the waiver draft as well. I didn't really have much of a choice with this one. He was kind of forced upon me. You'll see once we have this, we see the staff. The staff made some of these decisions as well. He's okay. He's not bad. 3 stars. He's actually leaving on a free. He's joining Quilmes in the Argentinian League, I believe. Yeah, the Argentinian 2nd Division. He's a decent goalie. 4 positives, 2 negatives. For those of you who have never played before, you can look at the long-term, short-term plans. You can look at the dynamics. It tells you looking forward to moving clubs and enjoying playing for the club, content with training. Thinks Rodney Redes is a valuable player, but he's unhappy with the low level of team training, which is unfortunately, because we don't really have a team that's kind of happening. As no strong, but the squad support for the manager, which remains at a good level. So he's okay. He's an emergency backup. They're not gonna play him. And then like Tony Marsh, who's apparently Chinese. These aren't real players. They make you have a squad, so they just toss in some people. At least I don't think they're real players. If you look at you can look at them. They don't even have a history. They've never played for any other teams. I guess my thing's covering. They've never played for any other teams. They're not very good players. Everything's in the white, so we won't be using any of these players. Essentially, the only players we will be using right now is Rodney Redes, who we signed in real life. Let's check out his dynamics. Pre-concern, the squad's lack of depth in central midfield. That's just the game doesn't realize we haven't started really anything yet. We still have to sign players. It knows we're an expansion team, but that's only because of the database that Uncle Sam created. So we haven't really quite figured that out. Rodney Redes is only getting paid $364,000 a year, which I'm sure he's gonna get paid more in real life, and his value is only $600K. Still only 20 years old. He's on international duty with the Paraguay under 23s. So if you look back at the club info, information. Let's see. We have a game against Atlas and then Atlanta, and we had we played a few of these games. A lot of friendlies, games that they make you play some games. We got really good field, affiliate clubs. I put some clubs that I follow and clubs that I support. Obviously, the big one, Liverpool. Put El Paso. I'm sure we'll have a good connection with them. Birmingham City is a club that I don't necessarily support, but I like them. I think it's a good club. With Austin FC Academy, which obviously that's our academy. I connected with Austin Bull, which I know most of us hate them, but we can. If you want me to unaffiliate with Austin Bull, that's fine. I can do that. And then FC Köln, who is my favorite German club. Obviously, I'm sure many of you watch the Bundesliga. They're not the best team in the Bundesliga, but great history, great club, great fans. League table, we'll get tossed in MLS soon. Facilities, McCalla Park, 22.5 all cedar. Year built, doesn't really do that. Stadium condition, very poor. I'm gonna have to fix that. Field condition, very good. I believe the way it's set up, we're gonna move on 1/1/21 into Austin Stadium. We can change that name. Adequate academy coaching, adequate recruitment. We don't really have much of a history, so you can see MLS Supporters Shield. We've never competed for it. Okay. So the thing is, the reason that we're in here is because the club background. You see a fierce rivalry with Columbus Crew. You can see, we'll talk about that in a bit, but this was originally, the way this works is this was Chivas USA, so there's a little bit of history. Honors, there's no honors because Chivas USA has no honors. I am obviously the manager. I took over 9/16/2019, so a while ago. We are in July 10th, 2020. And in the transfer window, transfer history, don't have much of that. Our fierce rivals, though, is Columbus. Historic. I made Columbus Crew one of our rivals, because obviously we're probably expecting them to be our rival in real life. So I mean, we got the club vision. There's really not a whole lot going on here. Finances, we can look over the finances. I gave us a decent little transfer budget. It was a transfer budget of $43 million. I'm not going to spend all that. And the payroll is $30 million. Obviously, our payroll won't be that high. This capped off by MLS anyway. The way this was set up, the budget is much higher than what it actually is. Would be in real life. The original budget was $1.5 million, which for those of you who play Football Manager, you can see the editor tool up here. I did do some editing to try to make the club more realistic, to make it to where we're playing in McCalla Park or McCalla Place. And just making sure that we had a payroll and transfer budget. So $1.5 million is obviously not what Austin FC's budget would be. It'd be much higher than that. We just signed Rodney Redes for reportedly $2.75 million, so that's almost double what this game gave us for the budget. So we're tweaking some stuff. I'm not going to do it in game. I will never save scum, which is when you save before a game and then reload and then go back if you lose. These games are going to be being played on Twitch mainly, so you'll be able to watch the games. I think it's, we just had something we had to do to set the team up. You can go to Attack-Dis. Redes is the only player on the field. These guys don't really exist. You can put him in goal, but he's about to leave anyway. Now let's look at the team report. There's really not a whole lot because there's only 2 players, but this is something that we'll dive into more when we get everything going. And then the last but not least, the staff. I created a staff. I tried to go big time. Obviously, Josh Wolf's our manager in real life, but I'm the manager in this game, so I made him our assistant coach. Our head of youth development is Efren Flores, who I got from Atlas. He was the head of youth development there at Atlas. I signed him. Our goalkeeping coach, I want to have some fun with this. I signed Brad Friedel, who's obviously a U.S. men's national team legend, and then Chris Wards, who used to be the goalkeeping coach for Man United and West Ham, and I believe he's the goalkeeper coach for the U.S. men's national team in real life. I signed Sami Hyypiä as a coach, Liverpool legend, Bayer Leverkusen manager, Finland legend, played for Bayer Leverkusen as a player as well. I mean, played for Liverpool for 10 years. Not a ton of success as a head coach in soccer, so I thought I could bring him on as an assistant. Go from there. Recruitment team, I got a pretty good recruitment team. Claudio Reyna is our general manager, just like real life. I signed Petr Cech to be our technical director. I poached him from Chelsea, gave him a fair amount of money. We got some scouts, chief scout, some data analysts. Those are things that we don't necessarily have to, you guys don't have to necessarily worry about. Yeah, I mean, besides that, here's our club. Oh, there's a club. This is the home screen. We're going to build this club from scratch. As you can see with the squad, we technically only have 3 players. So you tell me who you want us to sign. We're going to be doing this live on Twitch. We're going to be having some fun with this. I want to build a team based off of what you guys say and your suggestions. So please leave them in the comments below. Tweet at us, comment on Instagram, let us know what you think and who you want signed. We're going to build this club based on your vision and our vision. We're going to have some fun with this. We'll be getting in the league. It's July 10th, 2020, so it's almost the date it is in real life. It's July 12th when I'm recording this, so, we're almost caught up to the real life date. We're going to push through and get to 2021 soon and start playing some games. So, let me know what you think about the video, what you want to see, what you want to talk about, who you want signed. And, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we'll see you next episode on episode 1 where we'll start signing some players. Later.